Hello, Pete.
How are we doing?
All right. Been a while.
It has been a while since last time I was in was
5 years ago.
Promoting a different convention, promoting my own, but now here to push Animecon UK.
So Animecon UK launched back in June 2023. I think we went along, didn't we? We went along.
Yeah, you've got a nice little YouTube video that our director, shout out to Clive, loved. So yeah, it's we are still a new event. We are still a growing event, and the 2023 was at the NEC, where we will be this June as well. Much smaller event. We've moved from Hall 20 and the one side of the NEC. We're now moving across to Hall 1 and Hall 2. So the growth is very big. In between those two places, we had our London show at the start of the year as well.
That was at Drumsheds in February?
Yeah, at Drumshed, which was a nice, interesting venue. So it was a former IKEA that was kind of gutted, and I think for the most part it was like a big rave and kind of party venue like that. But then we converted it into a convention, and then we kind of had this. It almost looked like a kind of a Mad Max dystopian anime convention, which all those things shouldn't combine, but it did, and it was wonderful. And so the original for Birmingham, moving on to London, and now back into Birmingham for this coming June.
So it's launching on the 15th and 16th of June. Like you said, Halls 1.
Halls 1 and 2, yeah.
So much bigger, much more space.
Much more space, much bigger.
Lots more to come.
Lots of room for cosplays and big swords. And
yeah, I think the last time we were there was a guy in a Warhammer 40k costume who was probably one of the biggest costumes I've ever seen. It was about 8 foot tall.
Do you know what?
And about 8 foot wide.
I think that guy came to London as well, and it's just like it's a phenomenal cosplay. Like, the dude's done some amazing.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him at every con.
I mean, like, fair play to him.
There's usually someone walking around in a massive Warhammer suit.
It's such commitment to the cause. Like, that's just awesome. I love it.
So what have we got coming up for this event this year?
So at the event, we've got loads of little activities. So we're going to have silent disco, which we had in London, which was brilliant. We've got all of our guests. So we've got guests who are voice actors across many of the different anime shows.
I think you've got a bit of a My Hero Academia reunion going on.
Yeah, a bit of a theme with some of it. So some of the guys have worked together on different shows. So we've got Alejandro Saab, Zeno Robinson, Megan Shipman, Jamie Marachi, Natalie Van Sistine, Joey Montana McCoy. So all these guys have been in Pokemon, My Hero Academia, Spy X Family, like
some video games as well. I think Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, which Lee is probably still addicted to. You still playing Honkai Star?
I haven't actually played it for a while. There are a lot of games that I'm playing at the moment, so you know. But I recognise the first two names. I do recognise Alejandro Saab and Zeno Robinson. I don't specifically know where. I know I think Alejandro Saab is basically the guy who, every time I hear him, I'm like, oh, it's Matt Mercer. Oh, wait, no, it's someone else entirely.
Well, I think he's done Dragon Ball Legends, Pokemon Journeys, Horiyama, so some big games there. And Zeno Robinson, as you mentioned.
I think he's in the new Contra.
Interesting.
Can't remember which character he's playing. He's one of the two leads, obviously, but
yeah. And Zeno Robinson, of course, Pokemon and My Hero Academia as well.
Yeah. So, like I said, we've got silent disco. We've got our voice actors, our stars. We've got karaoke. We've got all the cosplay meets. We've got all the panels. Obviously, you've got all the merch. The sellers who will be selling figures, props, posters, everything you can possibly want to use all your hard-earned money for. We've got Lego Minecraft Lego Minecraft, if I could say it, the VTubers, Japanese folk duo as well, who I will pass over to Ryan because I'm almost certain I will say their names wrong.
I will say their names wrong, but I will try my best, which is Hibiki Ichikawa and Akari Mochizuki, I believe, who are doing a Japanese folk duo.
If he said it wrong, it's on him.
It's on me. And C. Yosakoi London Tempuzu, who are a Japanese dance troupe as well.
Yeah, and there is much more to be added as well.
Yeah, you could have handed them over to me because I probably would know how to say it.
So for next time, Japanese names, this is the direction
Yes.
we're heading in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's content being added all the time. There's guests being added all the time. There's different merchants being added all the time. And obviously, like the cosplay meetups, there's going to be panels about cosplay. So if there's any budding cosplayers out there who think, okay, I've just got to go buy my stuff, we've got Bex and her team who run the cosplay hospital, and they will physically go through with you how to create, how to kind of bring that out in yourself, to feel confident, to build your props, to build your uniform, to build your outfits, like all that kind of stuff. Like everything is really kind of centered around the community aspect of this. We go to a lot of conventions, naming no names, but it almost feels like it's a very soulless bye. Things like the silent disco, like we've got an after party on the Saturday night as well that you can buy tickets for. Everything is based on how do we keep each other interacting with each other, like how much community can we bring in, how much, whether it be London or Birmingham, is there like yourselves, a local thing that we can bring in and make it bigger than the sum of its parts, but doing it all very organically and very naturally, and having people appreciate that we're in their city, but it's not just give us your money, it's come be part of it. Like it's come and share the love of the medium with us and have a great time while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. And you're asking for people who want to apply to either run a panel, run a meet, maybe do a workshop, maybe a cosplay techniques, etc.
Yeah.
So you're looking for those, or content creators who want to turn up and
absolutely.
Get involved.
So if you're, we spoke about the Warhammer guy. As an example, if you've got cosplays and you're really proud of what you do and you think, oh, do you know what, I'd love to show people my journey, you can apply to run a little panel where you can show the start, the middle, end of how you produced what you produced, your journey, talk to other people that are either on a similar journey with you or they're just starting out and thinking, oh, okay, I'd love to do this in cosplay. How do I go about doing it? All these kind of things, content creators. So if you are an artist, we've got Artist Alley. Everything is around people coming to us to share what they're about, what they want to do. And then just like little things as part of that, it's the community as a whole. We arrange meets as well. So we had a League of Legends meet in London, and they took over. And it got to the point where the staff on the venue were like, oh, no, you're not. You can't all come through this area. And we're like, look, there's like 100 people that are all legal, yeah. And they were all phenomenal and amazing. We're like, no, they're coming through, because it's just brilliant. It's such a brilliant and rewarding community to be part of.
Yeah, and it's been amazing to see how much CosPro has progressed, especially in the years that we've been running it. I know, Sam, you're a bit of a dedicated cosplayer in the background.
Very amateur, but I enjoy giving it a go, definitely.
But now with 3D printing, access to materials, design works, people putting stuff online, it's so much more of an art than people think.
I genuinely often see some of the costumes and think, I wish I was as good at anything as these folks have been as building these kind of suits, the outfits, the armour, the props and what have you.
The LEDs, the smoke.
Oh.
So, sometimes it's just the dedication to be in that costume for more than an hour, because some of them looks like hard work.
Shout out to a cosplayer that I met in London, Stevie Moon, if she's listening. She had these heels on that were, and all day she just rocked it, and I was like, that's just amazing. Like if I go to work in trainers for 4 hours, I'm like, my feet are hurting. But she rocked these heels all day and she looked amazing. So like it's just like those guys are phenomenal.
Yeah, the most dedication I've done cosplay exactly once, and the most dedication that involved was carrying around a Morgana plush from Persona 5 for the whole day, which was mostly just stuffed in a bag anyway. But like, so when I do see some of those bigger ones, it is like, how are you doing this?
But of course, it's also about protection and making sure that everybody enjoys their good time. So you put a bit of code of conduct together on the website?
Yeah, I think more in line with how we do very much try to preach that we are community, and that what we would like as part of that is everyone to come with those kind of same values and that same level of respect. So the code of content literally is that cosplay isn't consent. So if someone has an outfit on that is slightly revealing, that doesn't mean you can touch. It doesn't mean you can just take a photo. If you like their outfit and you think they look amazing, approach the person, say, I think your outfit looks amazing. Ask for a photo. If it's a child that's in a great outfit, the times we're in, you ask the parents, you ask the guardians and say, hey guys, can I have a photo with? It's just mutual respect for each other. And I think that gets overlooked sometimes, but it's something that we do very much. We put posters up around the venue as well, just to let people know, hey, look, we're all here for the same reason, for the love of the content, for the love of the community. So just respect and look after each other. It's really simple.
Yeah, and tag the creators as well.
Yeah, tag the creators. Give them the credit. Because if you're going to take a photo and go, hey, here's my Instagram, like, ask for the person's @ tag them in it, like, try and get them the exposure that quality and dedication deserves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something we always believe in quite a lot here at Geeky Brummie, and we always make sure we get consent before we take it.
No means no. So if a creator says no, sorry, because for whatever reason, doesn't matter what the reason is, you just say, okay, thank you, have a great day, and on you go, enjoy your time.
Yeah,
it is important because, like you were saying when you mentioned the cosplay hospital, it's part of the experience of going out in cosplay is feeling comfortable in what you're wearing. It's it's a character that you identify with, and you want to almost make it part of your persona, and you need to feel comfortable and safe doing that.
And the after party and the cosplay and the hospital and everything we do is all from that position of respect. It's all from that position of we're one community, everyone looks out for everybody looks after everybody, and everyone's accepted, regardless of who, what, where, how. Everyone is part of it and everyone is welcome.
So talk more about the after party then. So it's one of the big event draws, I believe.
Yeah, so you got to get the VIP ticket, kids, to get in. Your normal ticket won't get into the after the show party, but you can buy the extra and that will get you in. And it's music and it's entertainment and it's the community and it'll be cosplayers. It's just really good fun. In London, we had it in a side room from the event, and people were karaoke singing the Pokemon theme tune, and everyone was joining in. And there's this cascade of that final note of Pokemon, like that last bit, and like it's again back to that community thing. Like it's just such a great fun little extra to the show that it just kind of. Yes, you can do the day. Yes, you can do your convention, and then just in the evening, you get to wind down, still in cosplay, still in however many shopping bags you've bought, and you just get to kind of go, like those dudes are singing the Pokemon theme tune, or they're singing the theme to this, and I want to sing along, and just go and do it, and just it's a be free moment.
Yeah, I think one of the advantages as well being at the NEC, it's very easy to get to by public transport. Yep. It's got its own train station, pretty much with Birmingham International. Versus there's plenty of hotel rooms nearby if you do want to stop over for the evening, etc.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone has been to a convention of any description at the NEC. Easy to get to. Hotels on site. If there is any questions, our website fully details. How to get there. It fully details, like we've mentioned, the code of conduct. It's got the link to the tickets, which we'll post for this on our reels and everything like that as well. So you guys can go and check out anything that we haven't quite covered.
Yeah, I mean, there's a great guide to accessibility of the venue as well. So if you've got some accessibility issues, there's great ways of getting in. The safe spaces there if you have neurodivergence, etc. I mean, you've got a fantastic crew of volunteers as well who are on site to help.
Yeah, and we are still looking for volunteers. So if anyone is interested and wants to come and be part of the convention, you maybe not a cosplayer, you may be someone that just loves the medium and thinks, you know what, hey, I'd love to just come and help out. So if you go to the website, if you contact us on any of our socials and say, hey, look, I want to register as a volunteer, we'll get you on our little register. Noah and the team and Ella will be in touch, and we'll start doing details and get everyone along and get you in some nice branded merch so you look the part.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned as well about the content creator applications. That's finishing soon, I believe.
Yeah, so the content creator applications via the website, and there's a form at the bottom of the page so you can fill it in. That'll go through to Bex and the team. That closes the 30th of April, and they're going to try and get back in contact with anybody in and around the 7th of May.
Awesome. So, suppose one more thing before we get onto it. You're doing a mini Forbidden Planet International tour
Yes.
in the run-up as well.
Yeah, we've got a great little partnership going with Forbidden Planet International. So we're going to do a little tour across May. So from the 4th of May through to the 26th, I think the tour kind of finishes. So we're each weekend across multiple stores. So Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Leicester, Nottingham, Stoke. I think there's actually a bit of scope. So we're going to be covering Sheffield and Manchester as well, because obviously Birmingham's nice and easy to reach from those areas. So it could be that people are like, oh, hey, I'd still like to come, and it's an hour and a little bit on the train. Mm-hmm. So at each of those shops, we're going to be there. So if anyone wants to buy a ticket, we'll have our card reader. There we go. You can buy a ticket. We can we'll be handing out flyers. Speak to people if they don't know our convention, don't know what we're about. We'll be appearing in store and just chatting with people. And at each store, we're going to give away 2 free tickets as well. So each store will run a different type of competition, whether it's cosplay, little question, performance, whatever it is. We're going to put something together for each individual store. People can come and win VIP tickets, and that will get them into the show and the after party, the exclusive after party.
Awesome. I mean, when we went down last year, I mean, it was a fantastic day out. We only did the one day out, the 2, unfortunately, but it was really good fun, and we really enjoyed it, didn't we? So.
Yeah, absolutely. And the community atmosphere really struck me as well. And the community as a whole, but also the little kind of sub-communities. It was just lovely kind of dipping your toe into different worlds. That I remember there was a stand about, I think it was people who build and paint kind of Gundam mech suit figures, and they clearly had this huge community. They all knew each other, chatted about it online, and it's just something I've never even thought about before. But,
the Gundam building scene is massive.
It was the intricacies of it, the micro LEDs, all the little kits, and how they'd taken the kits and modified them, and the modding scene was insane with that, and like how they do like.
I mean, if you think it's big here, like when I went to Japan in Akihabara, they have like just entire shops that are just Gundam parts. That's all they sell. They don't sell anything else, but it's just an entire shop that only sells that, and you're just like, okay.
So now they've just had the giant Gundam statue. I believe it's just closed after like running for almost a year. It was only supposed to be running for a few days.
I think they change it regularly.
Yeah, that was insane to see that footage online. But I mean, we've all been to conventions at the NEC quite a long time. As you've said, Pete, I think some of it has got a little bit stayed. Some of it is the kind of. It feels like a Scooby-Doo cartoon as you run up and down the aisles. It's Funko Pop seller, old merch, Funko Pop seller, old merch, Funko Pops, video games that are massively overpriced, Funko Pops. And you're trying to get away from that quite a lot. I mean, we've been to conventions at the NEC for, nearly 10, 15 years now. I mean, Lee, do you feel like it's getting a bit stayed with the convention scheme?
I mean, it depends on where you're going. Certain conventions are definitely better than others. I mean... Obviously, I'm going to talk a bit more about it later in the show, but the UK Games Expo is always a good time, for instance. Mm-hmm. But, like, obviously, yes, there are other sort of bigger ones which you can kind of tell that they're just kind of a bit rote. It's kind of a bit the same thing at times, but... I think
there is room for all of these different aspects, Funko and what have you. I think just some conventions, it's... Oh, you want to come and sell here? Yeah, fine. And it's, like you said, it's just like 10 rows of people selling Funkos amongst the 11 rows of merch, which is fine for that convention. We have a lot of repeat custom. We have a lot of new people. We try and look at what people are selling. So when someone comes along, you can get that Bandai exclusive, whether it be a UK version or a Japan version. There will be a stand selling Funko. There will be someone selling some of the Squishmallow type like figures, teddies and what have you. There'll be the big posters. There'll be the laminate stickers. Like
but choice.
It's choice. Yeah. It's a load of different things that for whatever your fandom needs are, there should be stands for you.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that people get confused with anime, because they think in their heads maybe it's just cartoons. It's a medium, it's an art form, same as we always talk about with comic books on here. It's an art form, it's a medium. You can tell many, many different stories and many, many different styles using the form of anime or using comics or using manga or different ways. And it's a great way to get a lot of collaboration going on as well. I mean, I know specifically conventions are great places for people to meet and collaborate, and artists you'll see will pop over to the stand, see their styles, have conversations together, and it's always a great kind of community feel as well.
Well, that's part of it. So if anyone's they're selling merch or they're a creator and they're in Artist Alley, what have you, as part of their booking, they get to come to the after show party as well. So it's not that it's just someone sat at a table during the day going, well, buy my comic or buy my artwork. You can come and speak to that person in the evening. You can come and say, hey, what was your inspiration? Like this is where the community thing always comes back. The after party, you can come and, I love your work, dude. And I can come and speak to you and ask why you did it and how you did it and what your inspiration was. And you can kind of touch base with all these people. Like, oh, where did you get those Bandais from Japan? Like, did you bring it in this way? Like, can you give me an email? It just allows people to network, to like love the community they're in and really build up those friendship groups ultimately.
So sort of on that, like I do like seeing sort of like the little community moments with the artists where they're sort of like communicating with each other. One of the things that stood out to me at like the most recent MCM was like an artist who put who made like a sketch or something, which was basically I survived the Neil Newbon queue because that queue was ludicrously long to go see like the voice of Asterion for Baldur's Gate 3. And like so one of the artists sat down and was just like, I'm going to sell this thing with basically just like a sort of I was there, I survived that queue.
The sense of humour across the group is brilliant. Like, and everyone is like so funny, and everyone's got so much kind of banter's the wrong word for it, but everyone can bounce off each other so well. It's such a friendly, welcoming place. It is brilliant.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch the fan meets as well, because you'll get people, as you said, from across the country, from up north, down south, and you see people like these friendships start budding. Sometimes it's like, I'm a big League of Legends fan, you're a big League of Legends fan, we're dressed as the same character, let's have a conversation, let's talk about how we did our cosplay techniques.
You'll also just get people kind of like gathering in groups based on properties. So it's like, oh, you're this character, I'm this character, let's all hang out because we're like the group from the anime.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun because you always get a load of Final Fantasy VII cosplayers, so you always get the Aeris and the Clouds come and mingle together, and always fun to see stuff like that. I mean, but the thing as well is you keep these as reasonably priced as well to ticket wise. I mean, it's not insane prices, especially for a convention.
No. Again, we try to price that. Obviously, we're a business, but also we try to price that we know that given the current financial times everyone's in, that we want you to be there. We can't be a convention if you guys aren't there with us. Like, it doesn't work. So you've got the 2-day VIP pass, which is 50 plus the booking fee with VAT, and that gets you to express entry, VIP lounge. You get a bag, 20% off merch, collectible laminate, and the after show party. That's a lot to remember in one moment. You've got weekend passes, which is just £30, booking fee VAT. Saturday only, which is £20, booking fee VAT, and Sunday, which is £17.50, booking fee VAT. But yeah, so everyone is welcome, regardless of which day, how much or how little you want. If you come and buy tickets and go, do you know what, I wasn't going to stay around for the after show party, but now I want to, you can buy them on the day. It's fine. We're selling our own personalised merch there. You can buy additions to your tickets while you're there. If you're loving what you're doing, why not stay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so we haven't really mentioned the date yet, I suppose, when it's on.
Jake,
that would be a good thing to mention.
15th and 16th of June at the NEC Birmingham.
Yeah.
I think you may have mentioned it at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've done it. But yeah, it's a fantastic convention. We loved going last year. It was great to see this kind of new convention on the scene. As you said, the ones that have been around have been around for quite some time nowadays for most of them. So, and something we worked with Birmingham Anime Film Festival, of course, is how anime as a genre is exploding now at the moment. And it's one of those things where I think we had the first wave. If you think about the Toonami era, I remember being a kid watching like Fox Kids, Cartoon Network, seeing that first run of End of Evangelion, Big O, Gungrave, Outlaw Star, that kind of period. And I think we're in the second phase now where it's just gone crazy and people are really enjoying anime, and it's great to see people like Netflix and all the anime and Crunchyroll and the support coming out.
Yeah, I think everyone's bought in now. It used to be that it was this, it's this thing over here, and now it's so immersed into so many different things. Like I said, all the streamers are now backing stuff. I mean, like even my personal levels of interest, I'm a huge Batman guy, but like.
But Batman Ninja was kind of
like it was amazing. Yeah. And they also did it in around the same time. They did the Batman stuff where it was, I think it was like 6 or 7 different short stories done by anime artists, and they were all done in such different styles, and it was just stunning. It's beautiful, and it made me change. Like, no, Batman's not meant to look like that. He's meant, but then I loved it in the same way. It was like, oh my god, it's such a fresh take on things, and I think that's where, because the community's grown, because the artwork and the concepts are more widespread now. They're more accessible, like you said, Crunchyroll, Netflix, etc. I think it's a great new wave of fandom, and I think it's really good to be riding that journey with it and seeing all the wonderful stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And time to give away some tickets, I think.
Yeah, so we're going to give away 2 tickets. So you're going to need to listen to what I say next, because it will sound a little bit difficult, but it's not. So we're going to give 2 free tickets away to people chosen at random who can finish this quote, but you've got to finish it by posting on your socials. So if you finish the quote, you can draw it, you can animate it, you can act it out, you can cosplay it, you can just type it in text. Whatever you want to do, you follow us, you tag us, and you finish this quote, and you'll enter into the competition, and the people who are on our socials will pick you at random. Now that that's been explained, and I hope somewhat succinctly so that people understand. So the quote is, and you just need to finish the quote. That's all it is. You don't need to tell me who it was, how it was, when it was. You just need to finish the quote on your socials. So the quote is, if you live, you live. If you lose, you die. If you don't fight, ... What's the quote?
So just to repeat that, if you live, you live. If you lose, you die. If you don't fight, ... Finish the quote.
Finish the quote. So you can post it anywhere on your socials. Like you said, you can act it out, you can animate it, you can just stick person draw it, you can text it. As long as you follow us on whichever platform it is, tag us in whatever post, in however you want to do it, finish the quote, and you'll be entered into the prize draw for 2 VIP tickets, which will get you into the conventional weekend and the after show party.
And what date does that close?
We're going to close that to coincide with Free Comic Book Day, so that will be closed as of the 4th of May.
Cool. All links, etc., social medias will be in the description below or on the post on the Geeky Brummie website. We'll probably be running a few preview articles in the run-up as well to Animecon UK and remind you of that. But yeah, thanks very much for coming, Pete.
Thanks for having me, and I look forward to seeing you all guys at the event.
Yeah, and we'll be probably talking about a lot more coming up very soon.
Absolutely.